Is SoFi stock ready to explode? Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. So the stock market is bouncing back after that really hard Friday we had last week. And SoFi stock is recovering too. It didn't enter the S&P 500. We had some other stocks that entered, but is now the time that SoFi stock can actually break out? We're going to cover that in this video. We'll talk a little bit about the geopolitical situation that's going on. I'll update you what's happening with me. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button. Monday likes are for free. Don't say I don't spoil you. And let's get into it. So right now, SoFi stock is sitting at $16.47, up 2.74% on the day. The whole stock market, the S&P 500, is up only 0.39%, and the NASDAQ is up 1.76%, with the VIX dropping hard here, down 13% at 1858. The VIX is telling us that there is a little bit of relief of the fear. And again, anything under 20 is considered okay. Not too bullish, not too bearish. That's where we're sitting. There are some stocks that are doing real good, like Marvel, that is the stock that was added to the S&P 500 on on Friday. So it's going up today. There was another one that was added, but you can see some are up double digits. Intel up because of some news that NVIDIA and Google are potentially using Intel as a backup as a chip manufacturer to TSMC. So that's why Intel is up 10% here today. But you can see others are up. Tesla up 4.5%. AMD recovering as well after that big drop of 4%. So a pretty good day here in the stock market. Again, things can shift, but the kind of doomsday situation that we were seeing on Friday seems to be over, right? But it will be interesting to see where the markets go from here. If we just look at SoFi specifically, if we do see a recovery here, we could see it get very close to that crossover on a 1348 EMA here. You can see it tried once here, that got rejected, and it tried again here, it got rejected, but this time it's much more tight. So we'll find out, I think, in the next week or two. And if it does cross over, when you have a situation like this, many times I've seen on the graph, it's not a for sure thing, but many times a crossover like this with momentum can bring in a very big recovery. And that's the question. Now, right now, we are seeing some tension from the Middle East. We did have, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Technical difficulty time. We did see this last night and this morning, attacks between Iran and Israel. This morning, we had an alarm here with a ballistic missile. No school today, but tomorrow we are seeing school is back on. And it seems that the whole situation is canceled. And you can see the ceasefire might be back on. Both sides, Israel and Iran, are looking to immediate ceasefire. Final negotiations on peace are proceeding subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in the way, according to President Donald J. Trump. And according to this from Kobesi letter here, breaking Iran announces that it's halting its military operations against Israel after several attacks by both sides. Details included the IRGC warned that any future strikes by Israel in Iran or Lebanon would trigger a far stronger and more forceful response. The move comes an hour after President Trump said Israel and Iran must immediately stop shooting. Trump also announced that both sides, Iran and Israel, are looking to do an immediate ceasefire. U.S. stocks are rising on the news. If you watch my second channel, I actually explained my theory. And it kind of played out. My theory was that Donald told Bibi, do this and I will keep my hands out of it. I'll be angry at you. And then we can get the Iranians to wake up because they're not moving anywhere in the negotiation table. If I come in, then oil is probably going to pop and the yields are probably going to pop. But if you do it, it's not the end of the world. If I keep my hands out of it, right, then it's not going to be the end of the world, because remember that when there was the first scuffle between Israel and Iran, oil prices really didn't pop, right? Only when America came and the Strait of Hormuz got closed, right, that's when the issue started. So oil is pulling back here now 2.5%. So the market is reacting to this, and we're seeing the potential of the market recover We do have CPI and PPI inflation numbers coming out this week. They'll probably still be high because of oil, but if the market looks at this and says, okay, what's high is now is energy, and energy is affecting everything. But if we do have a ceasefire and or we maybe a peace agreement coming, then oil prices will drop, and the market will calculate this and take that into consideration. So these could be some very very important days coming up here. We got CPI coming out on Wednesday and PPI on Thursday, and also initial jobless claims. So that could be critical too. Thursday, after the Friday job report came in hotter than expected or better than expected, but the market did not like that because that reduced the probabilities of the interest rates being lowered by new new Fed chairman Kevin Warsh. So that's why we saw that massive sell-off on Friday. Again, today we're doing a little bit better. Now the question is, regarding SoFi. We're seeing a situation where fintech's biggest names are still well below their all-time highs. Yet insiders are aggressively buying shares. SoFi, Anthony Noto, the CEO, $2 million purchased. Others, insiders, directors, 205 purchased. Also on Robinhood, the director bought 20 million. Meanwhile, both companies are approaching record institutional ownership levels as Wall Street continues to accumulate. When insiders are buying, that's usually, and institutions are loading up, they must be seeing something. Now, again, SoFi is a very interesting stock because it's considered right now, funny enough, a meme stock or a retail stock, and it has nothing to do with AI. So right now, well, it's small, but not AI infrastructure, AI chips, right? And of course, Robinhood also got kicked significantly down from its high. I wonder who's down more, Robinhood or SoFi from the high there? 45%. And how much is SoFi? I know different companies, not the same, but 48. So they're both down basically the give or take 3% there, the same from their all-time highs. And that's very interesting. Because when we were running up here from April of 2025, all the way up to November of 2025, both of them were running like crazy, right? And pulling back right now because a lot went to the AI ecosystem. And it will be very interesting to see, what happens here. Now, SoFi has bounced of its 200 WMA 4 times in 3 months. It's the same levels held twice in April 25 before it ran from 9 to 30. Momentum just flipped bullish, and we see 2 fresh weekly buy signals. Last time we got this, August 2024 at 6, and the stock ran to 30 plus. The setup is there. Now, it will be interesting again to see if this plays out. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how things are going to play out. Again, most of the moving averages are giving us those sell signals. The simple moving average is giving a buy, and the simple moving average on the 30 is also giving a buy, and the whole moving average on the 9 is giving a buy, but all the other ones are giving sell. And Ichimoku base, it's always neutral. I've never seen it on a stock or crypto different. And on the oscillators, actually, it's neutral and buy. So it's a good place to be because when you have all buy, it's usually too high, right? And then it ends a pullback. When it's too extreme to the other side, strong sell, that means it could be an opportunity. But again, I'm not a prophet. I don't know exactly how SoFi stock is going to play out. I don't know if the market is going to be okay in the next coming weeks, or are we going to see a big crash into the summer? Some people say sell in May and go away. Well, May is over, June has started. The question is, will the stock market pull back, or is this an opportunity and the markets will continue to the upside? That's the big question, right? The question is now SoFi at 16 an opportunity, 1650 is an opportunity, or is it too high and it still needs to fall back into one digit? Now that's the question, and you have to answer that. My children broke out. I asked them to stay in the room for a second. And they found something that we had been looking for a long time, so they had to tell me. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.